Welcome to Insight with Political Tours, the travel company led by reporters around the world. Donald Trump's pivot to Putin is supposedly meant to draw Russia away from China, but the sounds from the White House are also unclear when it comes to backing American allies across the Pacific. The ramifications for the region could be huge. Joining us, we have Latika Bourke, a London-based correspondent who specialises in geopolitics, national security, defence, as well as Australian and British politics. Hello and welcome, Latika.
G'day.
Just to start with, Latika, can you outline Trump's statements so far about the region, his guarantees given or not given to his allies, and his stance on China?
What's becoming really clear is that Trump 2.0 is far more vindictive and capricious towards Europe. What we don't know yet is how vindictive or capricious he might be towards China, and subsequently, given the treatment that we're seeing of his friends and allies in his own patch, such as Canada, we're not quite sure yet if the Indo-Pacific is going to be quarantined from that because of the need to contain China, or if allies in the Indo-Pacific are just as indispensable as well. At the moment, I would say the fear is that Trump 2.0, just like Trump 1.0 when it comes to Europe, is actually going to be radically different, and that he could invite President Xi Jinping into a negotiation where they essentially carve up spheres of influence in the world. America retreats from the world stage and says, you have your bit, Xi Jinping, to hell with Taiwan, possibly. Russia looks after Europe, or Europe can look after Europe, whatever, we don't care. And as long as we're okay here in the United States and we're going to restore our manufacturing base, that's really the priority.
Some kind of deal with China isn't a new idea. You can go back to the Obama administration, go back even earlier than that, when foreign policy analysts have talked about the so-called G2 deal, this idea of economic cooperation between the world's two global powers. The issue here is that it comes without any guarantees for American allies in the region.
It's naive, and I think the most generous take, to think that any sort of deal that Trump could strike would favour American interests long term. We know that Xi Jinping uses the short-termism of Western governments, particularly when we have a new sort of short-termism. I mean, sometimes the Trump position can last a few seconds. It can be a tweet between a tweet. It can be hours. It can be days. But there's not exactly a long-term kind of framework to how Trump operates, let alone Western democracies.